Hey guys, hey, welcome to the November training Building Authority in Your Specialty Area. I'm Nina Hart. If you don't know me, I'm really glad you're here, and you'll have to forgive my voice. I'm getting over a little bit of a cold or cough that my children generously gifted to me. So I'm really excited to talk about this because it's super important. Um, Not only that you have a specialty area and you know your specialty area, but also that you begin to build authority in your specialty area. It is key to build know, like, and trust. That is a pretty basic principle in business, um, to make sure that your clients know who you are, like you, and trust you. This makes people desire to work with you. And you also want to build authority to showcase your expertise in the solutions that you offer. So I'd like you just now to share, you can comment below, what is your specialty area? What area are you either going to consult in or offer solutions in or coach in? It's okay if you're not doing consulting, if you're doing coaching, if you're doing courses, if you're doing concierge. You're totally welcome on this training. I primarily do consulting. It's the bulk of my revenue, but I also do coaching. I also do courses, and I also do concierge. So any type of nurse-owned business can benefit from building authority in your specialty area. And any type of nurse-owned business should have a specialty area. If you don't, then you're speaking to no one. Speaking to everyone means speaking to no one. It is really important to know who you're talking to. You will not have a successful business without knowing who you serve. You cannot serve everyone. You need to pick someone. If you can think about who you like to work with the most, start there. Your specialty area doesn't necessarily mean med-surg, ICU, long-term care, hospice. Go to the guide section. If you don't know your specialty area, or you're not sure, or you're listing your specialty area as something very generic like nursing or peds or hospice, that probably is not your specialty area. You know, your specialty area may be quality, it may be infection control, it may be excellent customer service recovery, it may be compliance, it may be education, it may be advocacy, it may be all these different things, but it's most likely not that you're a specialist in med-surg. That's really not a specialty area. That might be your nursing area of expertise where you have worked as a nurse, but we are talking about a specialty area in the services that you offer. So if you're not sure, go to the guide section, download the 40 specialty areas for nurse consultants. And you might be helped by this even if you're not necessarily looking at doing consulting. If you're doing something else, it might help you to review these areas because you can always niche down further. Niche just means take your audience from wide to narrow. So building authority with fewer people is actually much more effective because all those people know you're talking exactly to them. So the right people are going to come to you. So hopefully that's a little bit of helpful background. Please share your specialty area. If you don't know it, just put I don't know yet. That's no pressure here, right? One thing I'm really big on is not shoulding on ourselves. We're not going to say we should know by now. We should be somewhere else by now. We should be doing this by now. That's not a thing. That's not reality. We should be exactly where we are right now, doing exactly what we're doing right now. So it's really important to get yourself out there building authority in your specialty area. Even if you're not exactly clear on your vision or your services, that's okay. You still want to start building your authority. And basically, it's just showcasing your expertise. So you want to start showing that you're an expert in the area you say you are. So how are we going to do that? We're going to do that by creating visibility. We're going to do that by our content. And we're going to do that by getting you in front of your ideal clients. One way to do that is by sharing your story. So speaking engagements, self-publishing, or other publishing avenues, and podcast guests. So creating visibility is sharing content in different avenues. This could be social media. This could be publications, magazines, or online resources. This could be going live in a group. This could be having a live conversation with a friend about something that shows your expertise. But content is anything that you're sharing with your audience. So that could be written content, quotes, tips, telling stories, giving an example of what it's like working with you. Even if you haven't had a client yet, you can still give an example of what it's like working with you without having a client. Writing and contributing to publications, magazines, or other online resources is a great way to share content. Getting in front of your ideal clients, and that avenue is going to probably be, especially if it's individuals, social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. If it's organizations, probably less so, or more primarily LinkedIn and email marketing campaigns, or phone calls. Excuse me. Or other media resources. When you start to really build your authority and you have kind of a resume of things you've done, you may start branching out to other larger media sources like television, online television, interviews, larger media outlets, maybe in your future. So it's definitely something to start working towards. Sharing your story. I love this because this is a great place to start. If content is psyching you out, and that whole slide about creating visibility just like made you feel like you wanted to throw up, starting with sharing your own story is going to be what makes the most sense for you. Your story is unique. It can't be duplicated or doubted. I don't know if you've ever interviewed for a job and you handed them your resume and they read over it and said, you didn't do any of this. This isn't true. This is not true. There's no way you did all this. That's never happened to me. I don't know about you. That's essentially how sharing your story is going to be received. When people hear your story, they're like, wow, that's impressive and impactful. They don't doubt that you've done the things you say you've done or experienced the things in your life that you say you've experienced. So it impacts people. It creates connection opportunities. When I share my story about being fired from my CEO job after 5 weeks and performing and hustling my way through my entire healthcare leadership career, I cannot even tell you how many people have reached out to me and been like, your story really, really hit home. And I'm like, I can't believe that other people have felt the way I have felt, have been through the things that I have been through, have connected the way they have connected just through me sharing my story. So it also is going to help you increase your comfort level speaking and sharing. If you've never been in front of people, if you've never kind of promoted yourself and your expertise, sharing your story in a very natural way is going to really help increase your comfort level, because you're not selling anything when you share your story. As you've noticed, nothing we've talked about in building authority has anything to do with selling anything. If you're trying to sell something while you're building your authority, you're most likely doing yourself harm. I would not try to sell something when you have no authority with the people who are going to be the buyers. They most likely will not buy from you, especially if they don't already know, like, and trust you. If you had a bunch of really hot leads, people who you had active connections with who came to you and said, hey, I want you to do XYZ, then absolutely say, yes, I can do that, right? But I'm talking about seeking out an audience to hear you. So telling your story tells people how you can help them. Here's my experience. Here's what I learned from that. Here's what I've been through. Essentially, in a job interview, when you answer questions, you're still telling them your story. Tell me about a time when you helped an unsatisfied patient that was really upset, totally change their attitude. And you come up with the story and you share part of your story where you really went above and beyond for this family because they were so unhappy, right? You're telling a story, you're sharing part of your story. So find snippets of your story that highlight how you can help support people. Everything in business is about support. Even businesses like gas stations support us with fuel, right? Cell phone companies support us with communication. So if you're overcomplicating your business right now and you are like in overwhelm, analysis paralysis, I would really encourage you to take a step back. Look at your story. Look at the parts of your story where you have best supported others and just start having conversations around that and really see where that goes. See where you feel like you're lit up. See where you feel like that fire ignited to where you really made an impact. Because that's really what our business is about serving and supporting others. So if you're feeling like you're procrastinating, one of the best advice I was given is that procrastinating is not really about laziness. It's about lack of alignment. You may be procrastinating in your business because you're not aligned with it. If you're not aligned with how you're supporting others, that may be keeping you in a place where you can't do what you want to do. Speaking opportunities are a fantastic way to build authority. You've got your audience put right in front of you, right? You don't have to do anything. You just show up and speak. You can use speaking opportunities to share your story. You can get speaking opportunities at associations that you're a member of. That's probably the easiest way. Just shoot them an email and say, hey, I'm a member. I'd love to better serve your membership. Here's what I would love to talk about. Could I speak at a meeting sometime? That is almost a guaranteed yes. I'll just tell you that. And if you doubt that and you've ever done it, then I'll give you the credibility. But if you've never asked, that is probably why you've never been given the opportunity. Opportunities are not always going to throw themselves at you, but you are probably saying no to opportunities you don't realize you're saying no to because you're not accepting the opportunities that come your way. So just a little bit of a challenge there to really think about that. Has an opportunity presented itself that didn't fit exactly inside of your box that you thought it should look like? Most of the opportunities I've had over the last 2 years did not fit in any kind of box that I thought they should. A lot of them were like, hey, do you want a job doing this? And I'm like, well, not really, but let's talk about it more. And figured out that now they're a consulting client, right? So people don't always know their needs, and people sometimes know their needs way better than you and come in knowing exactly what they need and how you can meet that. So if you're not open to those possibilities and those opportunities, seeking them out and accepting them when they come in, you're the one blocking yourself from having the opportunities that you want to have by saying no or by not seeing that they're right in front of you. So that is your accountability challenge for this session, is to really start being hyper aware of opportunities because they are there. And then I say, after you've gotten more confident in your message, excuse me, to start speaking to conferences. This is much more on a professional speaking level. So you want to make sure that you're very comfortable delivering what you have to say, that you have a nice structured presentation, that you may have slides to go with it. You need to have a bio and a headshot for this. Whereas an association, they may ask you for your title and your name and a picture, but there's very low pressure there. It's sometimes not even live. You may be asked to do a recording. You may present on a Zoom meeting. Whereas a conference, you're most likely going to fly in and speak to a large group in person. Groups as in Facebook groups or other social media groups, or even local support type groups. If you're a coach or, a specialist in the area of mental health or addiction or divorce or something very specific, or your organizations gather in groups. Maybe there's a meet and greet for home care providers, right? That would be a group that you would want to offer to speak at. And then podcasts. Podcasts are literally an endless opportunity. I have spoken on multiple podcasts this year. They are always looking for guests, and you almost literally just have to email the person and ask. Usually it says all over it, we're looking for guests. If you want to be a guest, come on here and ask. Has anybody else spoken on a podcast or been a guest on a podcast? If you're nervous about speaking in front of a live group, conference, or association, or if you don't have a specific talk or your specialty talk outlined about what you would even talk about, a podcast is a great way to get your foot in the door because it's a structured interview. It's pre-recorded. You're talking to one person, just you and them on Zoom. They'll ask you the question, you give the answer. So when you pitch to a podcast, you can just decide a few topics that you could prepare some questions and answers on. You could do this the same with associations or groups, or even a conference. Decide what topic you're going to offer to talk about, right? Find 1 to 3 places where your people might be. So like I said, like a home care providers networking group, or a hospice care association, or a conference for ER nurses, or a podcast for burnout nurses, right? So these are all different places where your people are already coming. Find the contact or the admin or the leader and reach out and ask, hey, I would love to come on if you're looking for guests. You always want to focus on what their needs are. This is one thing that we can easily mess up. I need experience. I'm looking to speak in front of burnout nurses because they're my target audience. Anybody else ever got in their own head and started talking about themselves and realized I'm not the only person that has needs here? So when you're reaching out, especially to an association or a conference where people have paid to attend, if people are paying members, the person you're reaching out to who's bringing on content or speakers, they are essentially serving a paid membership. So when you're reaching out, focus on their needs. I'm not sure what the needs of your membership is right now. I'd love to have a conversation about that and how I could help meet the needs of your members. What are your goals for your members for this year, and how could I help support that? I would love to come on and talk about this critical topic right now because I feel like it would really serve your members well to know this information that I know. So when you use terms like that, it's much more appealing to have you on because you're not going to get on. They know you're not going to get on and say, me, I'm so great. I'm Nina. I'm a consultant. I can help you do this. I'm selling you this, right? No one wants that. So they want to know that you're really going to connect and serve their audience. And then once you get into a couple different speaking engagements, you can create yourself a speaker sheet, which is essentially a speaker's resume. It's a little prettier than that. You can Google a speaker one sheet. You can make it in Canva. There's probably Canva templates out there, but a speaker one sheet is just a pretty resume with the topics that you'll speak on and the places that you've spoken and the type of questions and answers that you can speak to, and then your contact information and the type of audience you'd like to speak with. So it's pretty simple. Self-publishing is a great way to build authority. Could not be a better way than self-publishing. So Amazon or Kindle Direct Publishing, KDP, you just literally create your content, what you want to publish in a document, design a cover on Canva, or if you really want to get a professional looking cover, find a cover designer with examples of work that you like on Fiverr or Upwork for $20 to $25 and have a cover design. That's what I would recommend. usually when we design things, we're like, wow, this looks great. And other people are like, I don't understand what this is. So it's like, if you want an impactful cover, I would go with a graphic designer. And there are plenty of graphic designers out there that can help make a great cover on Fiverr or Upwork. And then you just format and upload it all into KDP. That can be a little tricky the first time. So you may also want to pay another $20. You'd have $50 total into this book if you paid 25 and 25, one for the cover and one for formatting. Anybody ever done self-publishing yet? I've self-published multiple journals on Amazon this year and 2 books. So I did the Quick Start Guide for Nurse Consulting for nurses who want to start consulting. It's a workbook on Amazon that was through KDP, created it in Canva, and published it through Kindle. And then I also did the long-term care sustainability strategy for long-term care providers with staffing issues. And that I also, that I designed in Microsoft Word, had someone format, create the cover, and upload in Kindle Direct. And they print it for you, they ship it for you. You don't have to do anything. You upload it. Now they take a cut, right? This is not a get rich quick scheme here. You're not going to make crazy money on this unless it just goes viral. It's a very low return, but the purpose is to use that to build authority. Then the other thing you want to do is, maybe after your initial launch on Kindle, if anyone wants to download an ebook format of your book, I would offer that as a free lead magnet to clients who are interested. Actually, if you're interested in staffing, you can download a free copy of my long-term care sustainability strategy ebook. Oh, wow. Okay, great. Thank you. Or if you want the physical copy, you can always order that off of Amazon. That's exactly how I use that to serve long-term care clients interested in staffing. An ebook is super simple. You could type an ebook in Google Docs and add a very simple cover to it and just save it as a PDF, right? So you just make the cover as an image and then paste it in there, and then save it as a PDF. You can give this away free or paid, and it can be any length you want. So these are very simple ways to start building authority. If you already have any content at all, if you've written articles, if you've done interviews, if you've made blog posts, if you've done quotes, if you told stories, if you've started building your Facebook or like a Medium is a publishing website where you can publish stories. If you've already got any content like that, start compiling it all together in one place, and there's your ebook, right? If it's all the same topic, if it all falls under that same umbrella, put it under there. Now, if you've published it through another avenue, some publications do not want you to republish that anywhere else. They're essentially buying the rights to that content. Once you publish it with them, that is their exclusive content. So make sure you didn't sign an agreement like that or rewrite the article, repurpose it for your own PDF ebook. Okay. Once you start to sit down to do this, the barriers of imposter syndrome will at some point kick in. And if you've had any thoughts, any doubts, like, I don't know enough to write an ebook, I don't have anything to say that would build authority, I'm not an expert in any specialty area, I want you to do some mindset work, because those are limiting beliefs and you need to realign with your vision, right? What is your exit strategy for getting out of where you are and getting to where you want to be? That's really important. So if you're experiencing these doubts and these feelings that you don't know enough to write a book, or you don't have a specialty area, or there's nothing you could do to help serve and support other healthcare providers, that's a lie. Say it out loud. That's a lie. That is not true. That is a lie. Okay? That is what is affectionately known as imposter syndrome, which is when you feel like you're an imposter. You're showing up as an expert, but you're really not, right? These doubts, these negative thoughts, these false beliefs, untruths surface when you're about to level up and do something amazing, okay? If you're about to put yourself out there in a brand new way, you're going to speak, you're going to be interviewed, you're going to write a book, you're going to tell a story, you're going to go live for the first time, you're going to make a video, you're going to write an article. Expect your brain and your body to kick in and question that, to keep you safe from that danger. That's scary, right? That's new. So you need to really do the mindset work to prepare yourself. I am an expert. What is my vision? My vision is to change healthcare. What is my exit strategy? I'm going to have a 7-figure business in 2023. Okay. What are your affirmations? Are you routinely reviewing your vision? Are you routinely reviewing your exit strategy? Are you living in the present, right? I am showing up. I am doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Put your affirmations in present tense. I am a consultant. I have a 7-figure business, because that tricks your brain into working towards that goal. It's called repetitive autosuggest. It's from Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. It's one of the best things I've done for myself is read that book. Repetitive autosuggest means training your brain to work towards your goals for you. Your brain doesn't know what you want it to do unless you tell it. So you want to tell your brain, I am a millionaire, and let it work toward that. Okay. I am a consultant. I work for myself and I have my own business, and let it work towards that. It should also be exciting, right? Your affirmations shouldn't be like, I am going to be okay. This is going to work out for me. Those are not affirmations, right? That's like self-assurance. Your affirmations are, I am everything I have always wanted to be. I have everything I need to be successful. And you need to repeat these and review your vision for your dream to keep it alive every single day. In one of Mel Robbins' books, and I can't remember what it was, she talks about how your brain interprets the physical feeling of fear and excitement the same way. So when you're feeling very nervous, like you're going to throw up and you're going up to speak, right before I go up to speak, I got this from Mel Robbins. This is straight out of one of her books. She said, when I get up to speak on the stage and I feel like I'm going to throw up, and I say, in my brain, I say, I am so nervous. I am so afraid. I am terrified. I have to reprogram my brain to realize I am so excited. I could not be more excited to have this opportunity. I am pumped. I am ready for this. I cannot wait. And your brain will believe that and transfer that feeling, because your brain interprets fear and excitement physically and physiologically in the same exact way. It's pretty cool stuff that these super successful business people have figured out and implemented, that have made them millions and millions of dollars, that we need to also figure out and implement. We cannot keep doing things the same way as we did when we were a nurse on the floor. We cannot keep living in the same mindset that we did when we were the employee, right? That is not going to work here. If you want to own your own business and be super successful and not be an employee anymore and not be under those restrictions, we are going to have to change our thinking, right? There's a lot of mindset work that needs to be done here. Go in the guides and go through Mindset Mondays, right? There's a whole mindset reset guide with a mindset live from almost every Monday. I've missed a few lately, but there's a ton in there. Just start watching those and start writing out what you want. Your vision doesn't have to be like my vision, 1 year, 3 year, 10 years. Just start writing. Just free write. Just keep free writing. You don't have to have any type of grammar or structure or points or measurement. Just start writing what you want. I want, and just write for at least 2 or 3 minutes, 5 minutes until the page is full. That's your vision. Read that every day. Update it, change it, breathe it, live it, memorize it. One coach I know says to read it every 45 minutes. She literally says to read your vision every 45 minutes to make sure it's fresh in your mind, to keep you confident and present and checked into your vision and your mission, right? You shouldn't need reminded every couple weeks. you got to keep this very front and center to stay actively engaged with it. I can help you with this. How I can help, I have 2 paths of support that I provide. The consulting training program, if you're like, man, I really want to be a consultant, I don't exactly know how, you can message me. Excuse me. Message me about the consulting training program. We have an amazing group of nurses right now in this program. So supportive, going out of each other's way to help each other be successful. And I'd love to have you in there. And then private support. If you feel like, okay, a group is great, but I really need more help. I need one-on-one help. I need a very individualized strategy and accountability, then that's going to be private support for you. And I'm going to give you a strategy either way. In either of those options, you're going to get a strategy on how to set up your business, how to realign with your vision, how to clarify your vision, how to find your voice, and really how to manage the day-to-day, how to get your sales process set up, how to get your I help statement, how to find leads, how to figure out who you serve, all those cool things. So I would love to support you in any way I can. You can message me with any questions. You can message me with any needs that you have. And I look forward to connecting with you. I'd love your feedback on this. If this training was helpful, I'm trying to do one of these every month. It's hard to make the time, but if you have a topic that you'd like me to do, I'd be happy to do it on a topic that you're feeling like you're stuck or not making the progress that you want to see. Let me know, and I would happily do a workshop on it. Anybody have any questions, put them in the comments, and I will come back and respond to them as I can. Thank you so much for joining this training. I'm glad to have you in the group. Check out the guides. Do not sleep on the guides. Every resource that I mentioned on this training is in the guides. The Quick Start Guide to Nurse Consulting download in the guides. 40 specialty areas for nurses who want to do consulting free in the guides. All these are free. Mindset Mondays, at least 10 of them in the guides. So all these things, go through the guides and see what sticks out to you and says, yeah, I should watch that, and go through the guides and get some inspiration. And just let me know what you found. Let me know what was most impactful. Let me know what you would like to see in there. The whole point of this group is to encourage and inspire you. And I am really honored to be here to do it. So have a great rest